Today's webinar is a demonstration of NVivo for Mac. I'll give a high-level overview of the capabilities of NVivo and how to use it to organize your readings, notes, and other class materials. Regardless of the subject, whether it's biology, law, or education, and it doesn't matter whether it's an introductory course or an advanced discussion, it can be a struggle to keep all of your materials for class organized and accessible. NVivo helps you stay organized by keeping all of your syllabi, reading, notes, and literature in a single convenient location. Easily tag and retrieve information, keep track of due dates, and find information on a specific topic in a single click. Make studying and writing papers more efficient with NVivo. NVivo for Mac supports a wide range of data sources. Quickly and easily import PDF articles or syllabi, as well as Word or other text documents. If you take notes in OneNote, you can connect your account directly with NVivo. If you manage literature, if you manage literature using a reference management software, you can import it into NVivo. For more information, please refer to our literature review webinar. Today I'm going to introduce some of the tools in NVivo that are useful when keeping yourself organized while taking classes. I'll start by bringing in and organizing syllabi and readings from multiple courses and illustrating how to manage everything in one place. You can use nodes, which are buckets for information, to create a schedule. This makes it easy to see what you need to read for class and group materials together by date. You can take notes in NVivo or import them from OneNote or Word. You can also use nodes to track important ideas or tag quotes that you might want to use while writing a paper or studying for a test. We'll start in a blank NVivo project in a moment, but I wanted to let you know that every NVivo project starts with the same basic process. The first step is to gather data and create an NVivo file and import that data. From there, you can analyze and explore it using sophisticated coding and query functions, as well as create a beautiful visualization that helps you learn more about your data and communicate your findings to others. So we'll move into NVivo. Here's my blank NVivo project, and I'm going to be working with some sample data today, a sample syllabus, and some sample readings. The NVivo project file is where I'll keep all of my course materials organized. So I need to bring information into the project, and I have a folder on my computer where I'm storing my syllabi and other readings. So today I'm going to be working with some sample data from a political science course. So I want to go ahead and bring in that data. So I just need to navigate to where that is. That's on my desktop. And I've got some PDFs here, including a reading. So I'm going to go ahead and bring everything in. So just like I might outside of NVivo, I can organize all of the materials for a course into a folder. So let's say this semester, in addition to taking Political Science 101, I'm taking biology and political science. So I can move all of these materials that I've brought into NVivo. And the nice thing about NVivo is that you can keep everything for all of your courses in one place, so you don't have to search around your computer for it. So now I've organized all those PDFs that I've brought in, including the syllabus and some readings, into that Political Science 101 folder. Let's open up the syllabus and take a look at what I need to do. I often like to have the detail view on the right. It's a personal preference, so I like to move that around. So I can scroll down. Let me try closing this real quick and reopening it. There we go. All right, so I have some information about the course, and now I scroll down to the schedule. I can start to build a schedule from the syllabus using nodes. Nodes are buckets that pull together information from different documents into one place. So I want to create a node to pull everything I need to do for each day the class meets. So here are my nodes. And I want to go ahead and create a January 25th node. So I've created a new node for January 25th. I'm going to do the same for January 27th. The same for 30th. And the same for February 1st. I can also group these nodes together to keep them better organized. So I can create a January parent node and move all of my January dates underneath there. Same with February. Now I can open a date and see what I need to do for class that day. So here's what I need to do for January 25th. Here's what I need to do for January 27th. Looks like I need to read an article by John Gaventa for that class. So I can also tag the article I need to read to that date. So let's go find it in my political science folder. And it's kind of disorganized here, and I can imagine with just a few readings, it's easy enough to find the syllabus and my different readings, but I might want to create a separate readings folder. So it's really easy for me to go straight to my readings. So here is that article. It's called Power and Powerlessness. I open it up. You can see that I've got the PDF in here. So now I can code this entire article to the January 27th node. And you'll see me from time to time right-click in Mac. That is possible. You can control-click or 2 fingers down to right-click. I want to code the whole source at an existing node here, specifically January 27th. That's when I need to do that. And when I return to my January 27th node, you can see that listed here, I can quickly see that there's something I need to do for Political Science 101, and there's an article coded here. So it's right front and center, easy for me to see what I need to do. So double clicking on either one of these brings me right back to either the article, so it'll open the article for me so I don't have to go find it, or it will bring me right back to the syllabus so I can see in context what I need to do. For January 25th, you can see that I've got a book chapter to read. If it's a physical book I've bought for the class, I can't import that into NVivo. So one of the things I can do is take notes on the book, and one option is to do that in NVivo. So let's go ahead and create a blank document for which I will take my notes. So I can go ahead and say new document. So this will be notes on Shively, chapter 1. And I can take my notes in NVivo just like I would outside of NVivo. I can type quotes, important information, add page numbers, and I can organize this just like I can any of my other readings. So I can also associate this, I can code this source to the January 25th node. And when this can be really helpful when I start studying for a test, because I can start working through my schedule and reminding myself the notes that I've taken, the articles that I've read, and I can see that easily all in one place. If you prefer to take notes on readings or a lecture in another application, you can always import it into NVivo later. For instance, I might have taken notes in the first class in OneNote, or I might have taken them in Word. So I can go ahead and import that information That just created a new one. Didn't mean to do that. Let's bring one in. So here I've got my first day notes. So I can bring that into NVivo after the fact. I can choose to rename it with the date. And if I want, I can create another organizational folder on notes. So right now I've got a couple sets of notes. I've got lecture notes and readings notes. I could choose to keep the readings notes in the readings and just do lecture notes over here. That's up to me. So here I can see these are my notes from my Word document. And if I click to edit, I can type in here, just like the Word document. You can also use nodes to capture important ideas from readings or lecture. For instance, my notes on the first day of class refer to power. So this is an important concept in political science. I might want to track some important quotes or information from that class or topic. So let's go ahead and create a node called power. And I can add some of this information here to that node. When I open up the power node, it'll tell me that from my lecture notes on that day of class, there was information discussed about the concept of power. The Gaventa reading also discusses power in some depth. So Gaventa actually, if I scroll down here, so I were reading the article and I can choose to read right in NVivo if I would like. Gaventa discusses the 3 dimensions of power. So we can get my computer to cooperate. Come on now. Okay. So if I scroll over to the right, too far, I'm going to center it. Let's try this one more time. There we go. So in this paragraph, Gaventa discusses 3 dimensions of power. So I can select that text and code it to a new node called Dimensions of Power. That node can stand on its own, or I could put it underneath the power node. So I can group concepts related to power together. And if I turn on something called aggregation, when I open up the power node, I can see all mentions of power, regardless of whether they came from a reading or from my notes, whether they're more specific, the dimensions of power, or broad definition of power. I can see everything in a single location. So I could also tag information with as many different concepts as I would like. So let's say, for instance, I also want to keep track of information that's important for the final. I could also code this information from my notes first day of class. Professor says this is going to be important, and I want to put it in an important for the final node. And one of the nice things about that, I want to turn on something called coding stripes to show to you that this information that's coded to power and important for the final, I can tell NVivo down the line, all right, you know what, I want to see all the places that I tagged information about power and it was important for the final. And I can run a coding query and NVivo will bring that up for me. So it makes it really easy to study for a final if you stay organized throughout the semester. Like with my courses, I can create folders to keep different nodes organized as well. So perhaps I might want to have a schedule folder And so I can have my different schedule notes in here. And I would recommend actually keeping a unified schedule across all of the courses. And then I might have a political science topics folder with concepts that are just really important for that particular course. And at the end of that course, the list of concepts that you have here might be a really great way to help you study and understand what has been discussed and with some frequency across that particular course. Okay, so if you have any questions, please feel free to send those over. I'm going to move back into PowerPoint to tell you a little bit about some licensing options as well as resources that can help you going forward. So today I've shown you multiple ways to keep your course materials organized into one convenient location, tag key ideas, and manage due dates. NVivo can help you study smarter. Some information about licensing. We offer discounted student licenses for NVivo for Mac. These are full functionality but limited to 12 months. Full licenses are perpetual one-time purchase licenses for individuals. You can choose to purchase an optional subscription, which entitles you to priority support and any new versions that are released during the term of your subscription. There's a group of you at your organization that's interested in NVivo. You might consider an enterprise license agreement. There are a number of benefits to being an ELA holder with us, including free access to new versions and priority support. If you'd like to try NVivo before you buy, give our free 14-day trial a shot, which is available from our website, qsrinternational.com. We want to make sure you're successful with your NVivo projects, so to that end, we offer paid training and free resources. On the paid training side, we offer on-site classroom workshops that are typically 2 days long. Check out the event calendar on our website to see if we're coming to a city near you. If you have a group that's interested in learning NVivo, let us know and we're happy to set up a training. Our trainers can also deliver tailored trainings to your group via webinar. We also offer online courses at a beginner and a more advanced level. These are self-paced and students receive a discount. If you'd like to sit down with us to discuss your project, we're happy to set up an individual consulting session as well. On the free resources side, there's a handout that's attached to GoToWebinar that includes links to everything I'm about to mention and links to things that I covered today. We have a great YouTube channel with how-to videos and recordings of recent webinars. And again, there will be a recording of this demo available on YouTube. Another great resource are user communities. We have a Facebook page, LinkedIn group, user forums, and an active Twitter community. These are a great place to interact with other NVivo users and get answers from one of our experts. There are many links to our online help documents in that handout. And our online help documents are a great place to get detailed information on how to do anything in NVivo. And keep an eye out on our event calendar for additional free webinars. Our Meet NVivo series is a great way to get acquainted with useful features in NVivo. If we didn't get a chance to answer your question today, or if you would like more information, please reach out to us at americas@qsrinternational.com. If you're on Twitter, we'd love to connect with you. Our main Twitter handle is QSRInt, and they post news, upcoming sessions, and sometimes cool things that our NVivo users are doing. If you have a technical issue with NVivo, our support team is available through our website, qsrinternational.com, as well as through their Twitter handle, QSRSup. And I'm at NWyman-Roth. I like to share tips and tricks and answer questions and support our NVivo community on Twitter any way that I can. Thanks so much for joining me this afternoon, and best of luck with your NVivo projects.